Yo ho ho! What's going on, guys? It's just Grim Reaper bringing you another session of poll questions. You already know what it is. Check out our Patreon if you want to have your questions read out first. Your responses read out first. And also if you want to support the channel, check out the Discord link below if you want to hop into the the official Discord area where we talk about everything. But we have a poll section channel where you can just drop all your ideas, everything unaltered or unedited by YouTube's editing algorithm shit. It catches your words or whatever whenever you're typing. So you want to avoid that while also avoiding webcomic spoilers. Come through the Discord. But let's get into the question of the week. What we asked was, can Tatsumaki flip Z City? Now remember, this is in comparison or in reference to chapter 128, where we saw Tatsumaki actually mention that she wanted to just flip the entire Monster Association base upside down. With the reassurance from King that he had Tadio with him, Tatsumaki seems like she's about to go upon that endeavor, or if not worse. So we pose the question, from what we've seen so far, from what we know so far, from what we believe, can Tatsumaki flip Z City? Let's find out what y'all boys thought. So officially on the YouTube polls, we are up today to 192 votes. Remember, these polls, all the polls that we've done are continuous, so you can always vote on them. And go through all of them. If you're new to the channel or new to the video or whatever, go make sure you vote through all of them, so we can see how the opinions change over time. Because obviously this video will be time stamped, and at the end of the year we'll be going through all the polls that we did. But this year for this one we have 192 votes. 12% say no, she can't, and 88% say that yes, Tatsumaki can flip Z City. You know how I usually do. I don't usually give my direct opinion. I kind of allude to my opinion with the arguments that I give, and maybe at the end I'll flat out say it. So let's explore what you guys think so far. All right, so we're hitting up our boys, Phoenix Man, a Goose, first patron who added to the polls, and he says perhaps with a cow emoji. So I'm guessing that the old boy's British, so I'm thinking that that's gotta probably mean more on the more positive side. Perhaps talking to Collab, perhaps type shit. So it sounds it's made into some. Would you like to come to my quarters and clap my cheeks? And then Goose would be like, perhaps. Or I think Goose is gay, so it'd be a nigga. Would you like to come to the quarters and clap my cheeks? And Goose would be like, perhaps. Let me see. And then our other patrons, I guess nobody's really updated so far. Like I said before, you can comment whenever, and then we'll go ahead and go through it. Let's go to the Discord side. So up first is Vibhab. Vibhab is a typesetter for the manga Dex translation and the Reddit translation for the 1.2 that we read. So he says, flip Z City. Or hold on, let me do this face. Flip Z City. You gotta turn to the side. So I'm guessing this nigga voted no. I'm thinking the same, but I don't know, bruh. Ori Ganger Gum says yes, she can. Stoga says yeah. Joey says yeah. Ningen says she's super strong. Of course that she could do that. See, I'm not really getting into any arguments here, so all these yeahs are irrelevant right now. Here we go. Eon's first argument. Eon's part of Skull Gang. He says, we've seen her hurl entire buildings like nothing. If she was really trying, I could definitely see it happening. Buildings? How many buildings has she really hurled like nothing? There was a lot of debris, you're right. When she was assaulting the Dark Matter City ship, but that wasn't anywhere near a city. So I don't really see that. God Nonan says yes, she can. Apologies or apologize. I think that's McDude. He says she can't even flip her shield. You're a fucking clown. This nigga said she can't even flip her shield. How's she gonna flip the city? Yo, these niggas trolled. Oh shit, bro. You stupid. Oh shit. All right. Let's hop to the YouTube side for a second. All right, on YouTube, Matias Pinto says, "Bro, who voted nah? That's cap." And he's got 7 upvotes, so some niggas that agree with him and shit. All right. The Kid Dab 18. What's up, bro? I think that's. I'm not sure. He says, "Man, Shorty can't even flip this meat." Y'all some clowns, bro. But IDK, bro, because she didn't flip that big ass alien ship Boros is on. Oh, they clowning her. Yeah. Oh shit. Your boy says, I mean, if she ain't bluffing about flipping the entire Mouse Association, then I'm gonna say yeah, she can. But it's like, I mean, I did make the observation that like, you can't really tell how big the Mouse Association is. There's no real way to tell like its farthest depth. As far I'm thinking it's like where Orochi's body was, where Saitama was whenever he popped that Garou eye. But maybe there's lower than that. Probably. Cause yeah, Garou, the basic Garou has probably the lowest point. Probably. But then like horizontally, no indication. 0 indication. Cause Saitama got blasted and like this is one of the things that I still speculate about 108, where that subway is, because you just had just visually like the positioning of Orochi in the consecutive panel, and the appearance of like the people in the subway or whatever. It's like, how fast is that time really running? Because it's short panel bursts that we're seeing that, and like if you take the example that like the blocks that depict like the actual like rooms or like little like parts of the stairway in the association, right? The thing that was like that Orochi shot the walls that we're seeing, the 2 big ass walls that we're seeing everybody in this entire fight happening in. Orochi blasted through that. So like if the wall's right here, the walls right here, Orochi blasted through this way, and like how do we know that like he didn't blast that way into a different city? The appearance of the hole when we got that angle where like Orochi was at the top of the hole and Saitama was running was after we got the panel of seeing the subway. So like those sequence of panels were consecutive. Like we saw the subway, we saw the big ass hole or whatever, we saw Saitama, and then we saw Orochi at the top of the hole, and Saitama going up to punch him. He could have been flying. But it didn't look that far away. So I'm wondering, did he really blast him to a different like city? Is that what we saw, a working subway? Because the subway that we were over is abandoned. So I'm like, and I'm not saying that all the subways in this city are abandoned. It could be the civilized part, the working part. Could also have subways that are efficient, but probably just don't go to that station, or they probably have like diversion tracks that avoid that passageway. There's things that we could logically draw, but it's not there. So I'm saying it's inconclusive as to how big Orochi's blast was. All right. And in turn, how big the actual Muscle Association is, because it didn't encompass all the Muscle Association. So I'm guessing like that's what I'm saying. Like that's one of the biggest like things that we can rely on to tell us the size of the Muscle Association, because that's the biggest. That's literally what's the catalyst of the entire question. She says that she can flip the Muscle Association base. She wants to do it. She was saying it as if like this is something that I would do to handle this issue appropriately. So her administrating appropriate force to handle this problem can encompass flipping the base. I would assume that that's within her range of power, maybe not even going full power, maybe not even exceeding her maximum, because you don't consciously think to exceed your maximum. So let's say that using her full power, she can flip the base, right, expectantly. We don't have a way to correlate the complete size of the base to the complete size of Z City. Sure, we can say she can exceed her limit for a second. That doesn't mean that it's going to correlate to all of Z City. Z City is huge. It's huge. That's what I'll say to that. Anthony Hune says, since Tatsumaki can lift more huge buildings when she uses them as a weapon to take down Boros' ship without any effort and lift a giant octopus, then yeah, she can lift Z City. Disagree, bro. That's not enough. This nigga David Boots was good, bro. And he says, I think she was speaking metaphoric, especially since she couldn't flip Boros' ship or the meteor from the anime. The meteor from the anime. The meteor she brought down to kill the dinosaur? She wasn't involved in like the meteor that attacked Z City. And if we can't blame her and like she wasn't like strong enough to do it, like that's what? Alright, so let's check out some more of the Discord side. Afro Man. He says, I mean, she did bring down a giant meteor from space to kill Ancient King, and that was nothing to her. So I would say yes, she can. No, bro. Don't get me wrong, you need a lot of energy, or you potentially need a lot of energy to like direct something like a meteor in outer space or something like that on a direct trajectory here. That's incredible amounts of energy. But they already have like, we already have like concepts or like theories or like just concepts of like inevitable, or if something were to happen, what we would do, plans, where you're using like large vessels or vessels in general, and you position them on a similar trajectory to the object that you're trying to like avoid from hitting Earth, and then you just slowly tug on it with the gravitational pull. The larger the object, the larger gravitational pull it has, or the larger dent it has. So apparently it's a concept. So let me use some. Hold up. Damn, bro, that's too close. Hold up, bro. I got you right here, bro. That shit coming, bro. That meteor coming, right, bro? So you gonna bring the ship, nigga. A smaller ship, right? So let's say that smaller ship is right here, bro. Right? This shit going fast as fuck, dog. This is hard as fuck backwards, bro. Right? The closer it is to it, the more you'll be able to pull it. Oh, nigga, that shit leaking. The more you'll be able to pull it because of the gravitational force and shit. And the bigger this is, so yeah, nigga, yeah. Then low key, if we was both going this way and I decided to turn a little bit this way, this shit would also turn a little bit this way. And it'll turn a little bit this way too. So that's one of the plans, like, to get a big enough vessel out there that over time could like adjust the trajectory of like an incoming object away from Earth. But the problem is that like there's no practical or like cost-effective way right now apparently to like get an object that can be big enough to get out there and then do this job, or that we have the ability to get something out there fast enough to like have this be like plausible. So like I'm thinking that like let's say this Earth. Hey, my nigga, I got all the props, bro. They here, bruh. And them shit's coming to Earth, right, bruh? They saying that like we would have to like send this shit out here, get it on trajectory, and then it would have to be big enough and be close to it early enough to change the path, because it's going so fast that like by the time we get to it, or the distance in between or whatever, is so short that like we won't have the sufficient effect to like I guess non-negligibly affect the trajectory. I know I kind of like fucked that up, but if you get what I'm saying, right? Like you get what I'm saying, bro. You fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? All right, bet. So let's hop onto it. He says, I think I already read. Yeah, I think I already read Afro Man's. Yeah, I read that shit, bro. And I read Apologize too. Damn, bro. I reiterated nigga's question, dog. I gotta put that blunt down. Alright, so this nigga Kelp. What's up, Kelp? This nigga Kelp says, Tatsumaki said she wanted to turn the base upside down, implying she very well could. To what difficulty is unknown. Bro, Amaya said he could kill Atomic and Flashy. You really think he could? out of here, bro. Number 2, Kelp says, Tots put up a shield with little to no difficulty, protecting the surface team that covered a good fraction of the city. A good fraction of the city, man. Nani? Evil Eye lifted like 3 buildings, bro. Stop this. Go home. These cities as far as the eye can see, bro. Chill. 3, Kelp says, Tots showed minimal difficulty when flipping Boros' ship bullets that nearly covered a city. Tots showed minimal difficulty when flipping Boros' ship's bullets. Yeah, I don't know why I put the apostrophe there. He gonna get on me for my spelling and shit. Chill, bro. Bullets that nearly covered a city. So all this considered, nearly covered a... Stop! What? Go home, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? We saw Saitama kick one of the bullets, bro. Like, they dwarfed him, but they only dwarfed him, bro. Like, next to a building, they're like, it would take like 5 to 6 of those bullets to be like one of those skyscrapers that were in the city. One of the ones that Evil Eye lifted it. Just that. The association base itself, it would take like 6 of those bullets to actually, like, from top to bottom, lined up, to actually like reach the top. If that, it would probably take a lot more. And you're talking about explosive force? Like, you're the ones that are... No, that doesn't correlate. What? 3 is bullshit. 3 is fucking bullshit. You can, if you want, because you're already in Discord, come through and reiterate your position. Because, nigga, that shit cheeks. 9 100s? 9 people... Bruh, the creditlessness of this... What? Bruh, nigga's creditless. Ningen says, facts, to Tots, flipping the city. Tatsumaki says, I want to take this time to give Tatsumaki a shout out for being a true MVP. All women should aspire to be like Tots. This nigga's a simp. And then Gum says, to be short. He's a fucking circus, bro. What's good, Philly B861? I haven't seen you comment in a minute. He says, fucking right she can. She blew blast to learn that. What? Bro, I thought I read that wrong. What the fuck, nigga? You tripping, bro? She blew blast to learn that technique. He drifted, bro. Let's see here. Ultimate Skull says, or One Nation, he says, I believe so, since she stopped Boros' ship attack with zero effort. Zero effort, bruh? It was not that much effort, but fuck out of here, bro. That's not the same. And also, since she says so herself, okay, trash. If Evil Eye is able to lift multiple buildings and cars at once, it's not crazy to assume that a serious Tatsumaki can completely lift the city. What? So you're saying that Evil Eye is comparable to Tatsumaki? That's crazy. Y'all are the ones that claim that Tatsumaki didn't even try against Evil Eye, bro. That's what y'all say. That's not credible, bro. Given the feats before us and her statement, I would say yes. Her fight and holding back this chapter showed that she's probably more powerful than this Orochi form. Maybe. Also, the fact that she was ripping large chunks of the MA base, but like nothing adds to this. Bruh. Right. She was busting them walls, right? Yo, Rover? That's the next question. That's the next question. Rover? Hey, bro. Rover, Goketsu. Who else, bro? Rover, Goketsu. Dang, bro, get your ass back, bro. You're distracting this shit, dog. Alright. Rover, Goketsu. EC. Phoenix, do we gotta do it? Is this too overkill? Nah, fuck it, bro. Fuck it. Bro, this might be overkill, bro. I'm out here bringing out 4 high dragons for Tatsumaki. This might be over. So Phoenix, EC, Rover, Goketsu. Should we throw more nigga in there? Who else would be effective in this? We throw Carnage in that bitch? Stop! Nah. We did Carnage last week, bro. Dang, should we throw one more nigga in there, bro? Let's go with those. I don't know. I have to make it like, because I already feel that y'all gonna say like, no, bro, she can just collect them all at once with a swipe of her finger, bro. Like y'all niggas think like that, bro. Some of y'all niggas think like that, bro. Some of y'all niggas really think like that. You saw all the evidence in the Discord. This is the vocal minority of you. If you're watching right now, you're watching this video right now, there's a greater community to what you're watching. We have like 500k views or something like that in total in all the videos that we've done for this channel. A lot of motherfuckers watch this shit. The people that speak up, though, that are representing what you think, are saying this creditless ass shit, bro. Creditless ass shit. If you disagree, write in the comment section. Come through the polls. Hop in Discord. Make the difference vocal, bro. Show what the real majority is. Because they're presenting to be the majority. But I'm pretty sure they're the vocal minority. So, if y'all niggas ain't creditless, bro, y'all gonna need to speak up. So I'm gonna drop that out there. EC, Goketsu, Rover, Phoenix. Who else though? I don't want to add sperm because that's cheating, bro. Bruh. She said she said sperm and homeless together can beat anybody. Now she says that she finally can beat Tatsumaki. Is sperm and homeless an above dragon threat, bruh? Is she saying that she's now reached the ability to where she thought homeless emperor and black sperm were together? Bruh! That's the poll question, bro, right there, bro. That's the poll question right there, bro. Bro. Bro, tell me that's not... Bro, that has to be... Bro, let me do it right now. So, homeless sperm. That's homeless emperor. And black sperm. Alright. Versus Orochi plus Tatsumaki. Or excuse me. Orochi and Garou. Psychos, whatever you want to call it. Sairochi. So like, yeah. I mean, that's what people were like. That's the best one that I've heard. So like, all right. Homeless sperm, bro. I don't know, bro. I really don't know, bro. Cause she has to know all of their abilities, bro. For Drive Knight to be able to figure it out using espionage, her gathering them must also like give her access to that knowledge. She has to know at least a little bit more than what Drive Knight was able to gather. Because whatever he's seeing, she should be able to like already know. Or else they wouldn't be comfortable like revealing that. That's what I'm thinking. But look, we already off. We already off on a different. let's finish this. Let's finish this one, bro. First, right? All right. So for the final statement that we have here is from Arch. What's good, Arch? I haven't seen you coming before. Welcome to the family, bro. Welcome to the show, again, bro. Check out Discord if you want to join the family and talk directly and shit. Or defend your comment that I'm about to read right now. She couldn't even bring Boros' ship down, man. I feel like flipping a city is way out of her league. Facts. Upon arrival, the ship used an artillery strike and annihilated everything below. So Tatsumaki holding back in order to not hurt civilians is not a counter argument here. Covering different bases. I can agree with it. Okay. In response to his statement, though, Goon 1S52, good bro. He says, it took a serious punch to bring down Boros' ship. A city is nothing in comparison. That may be true. I do hold the ship in higher esteem than durability of city. Victor Estrella says she never tried once to move the ship. She just threw rubble at it. Also, considering the whole gang was fighting just below her, I doubt she would want to just drop it and squash it. It is a direct counter argument to the second paragraph of Arch. But as we saw, they were already able to escape the falling ship once it fell on its own without like her dropping. So we saw a scenario where like it fell regardless of her dropping it or not, and they were able to escape. So I think that the reality of the situation helps nullify that statement, or that second part, that she wouldn't have dropped it because they were there. We've seen her drop her shield while weak heroes, not S-class, weak heroes, support team heroes were right below her. An attack that was meant to hurt her, that she blocked with her shield, she then dropped her shield, and that same attack dropped downward and could have, almost hurt all the rest of the people. So, I guess I'll say it like that, yeah, like, nah. I mean, yeah, I definitely hold to that. They're like, dropping the ship wouldn't have been in consideration, or hurting civilians or the people underneath would have been in consideration, and it wouldn't have happened either way. That's about it though for this week's Tatsumaki Flipping the City poll question. You already know the poll question for the next few days is already up. Homeless sperm versus Sairochi. Remember, no manga or manga only information. The reason why we don't take outside context like data book, like the data book or stuff like that, directly into context is because we have to have one consistent, concrete main principal source, and that's the manga. And if we're willing to adapt other sources that like may contradict with what's going on in the story, then that allows other sources to contradict any part of what's going on in the story. That means that any information in the data book becomes primary to any information in the manga. So, and it's not, I'm not saying that every single information that's in the data book doesn't correlate or coincide with what happens in the manga. It often does, or it often just elaborates upon what's there in the manga. But the very fact that elaboration is what we're talking about, if there's no support for it in the manga, I can't necessarily just adapt it as like being the fact if there's contradicting evidence in the manga. So for example, this exact problem. Somebody brought up the fact that in a stream, Monata mentioned that Tatsumaki could flip Z City. This is Monata, not one, first, but we will take the word of the author just the same. They're basically the same, even though they superseded each other before. But in this instance, we'll take it that because only Monata's addressed it, that Monata's the final word on it, right? Because we haven't seen it drawn in the story. Because he hasn't, and he's a drawer in the story, I'm going to hold reserve for that until I see it. Just like we hold reserve for any other individual in the series until we see it. We've been informed of Meta Knight's many drones and many like different forms and military like machines that he has, war machines that he has in his arsenal. We only seen a certain amount of them drawn. We've been given numbers and alluded to a certain amount or alluded to an ambiguous amount. So we have to be reasonable with what that is. And we also have to use that ambiguity or pay attention to ambiguity. I cannot tell you that Drive Knight has 50,000 Metal Knight drones. I can't say that. He tells us that he has a lot of Metal Knight drones. It says that he has a lot of other kinds of drones and other kinds of like military war machines. I can't tell you the exact number, but he has a lot of them. I also can't tell you that he has an abnormal amount of them. Doesn't make sense. So So I'm saying we have to be aware of that, mention the ambiguity. A lot of the people that do like the same thing that I do, like talk about these concepts or like elaborate upon these concepts, they speak in like absolutes. They'll tell you that like this is that when it's really their opinion. And I don't first of all, I don't like that because I read the story just like they do. And like if I'm listening to your video and you're telling me that this is that, I reread it and it doesn't necessarily follow that. I don't like that, like that disconnect, first of all, between me as a viewer and you as like the presenter. And I also don't like the fact that like you're explaining something to me that should be more of a like comparison or more of a like clarification, right? I guess that would be like wrong to say, so probably not articulating it correctly, but it's just like our opinions, both as me, this video maker, and somebody who reads the story all the fucking time, is the same as yours. Like I can't use a claim to authority over you. I can't do that. Nobody you can't reference me as to like why this is true in the story. You can't do that. But like I've read the story more than you. I pay attention to the shit more than you. I go back and do the shit more than you. I do that. And I'm not saying all of you, and I'm not probably saying the majority of you. Because if you're watching this video, it's because you like it as much as I do, bro. So you're gonna put in the same amount of work. Yeah. But there are people that watch our videos. I think it's like 40% right now that like that are like new guys or whatever, and they may not have the same dedication as us, and they're new, and we got to get them into that same mold by, you know, being enthusiastic about the content, letting them see that like we're really about the shit, having conversations all the time about it. We're doing what we got to do already to bring people in. But the whole point is that me as the content creator, my opinion is not better than yours. These topical videos that we're doing, these polls, they're not concrete. This is just me giving you my informed opinion about your opinion. And Murata is the only true, one and Murata are the only true arbiters of it. So that's why I don't want to reference those points or those like absolutes of the authors outside of the story. If it contradicts something directly in the story, sure, we can talk about it. In One Piece, they do it all the time. In One Piece, they directly say that, oh no, this is really supposed to be that way or something like that, or like, oh no, this wasn't that, or like I think it was a Katakuri situation. He was labeled a Logia in the beginning, but he's really a particular, or I think it's the opposite. I think he was labeled a Paramecia and he's really a Logia, or he was labeled a Logia and he's really a Paramecia. I forgot what it is. I haven't read One Piece in like 3 weeks or whatever. Like it. But that arc was like so long ago too. But regardless of that, One Punch doesn't have that many issues like that. Most of the things that are revisions in One Punch are drawing wise. That's the whole point of the medium. Draw it. Stop telling me outside. Stop making me assume shit. Draw it. And if it's not drawn, it's because it's not that important. If it's in a data book, it's expanded information that's not really important. So the expanded information should not contradict the main source, which is the manga. That's all I'm saying. If the manga is the main source, if the manga is the number one source, then the other sources cannot supersede it. They can only add to it or expand upon it. That's what I'm saying. The manga can only be expanded upon. It can only be expanded upon. With that being said, though, I feel like it's creditless as hell. I don't think Tots can flip it yet, but she can flip the base, but I don't know about Z City. I gotta see it first. But yeah, bro. See ya, boys. Next time, remember, keep that in mind. That's like, I'm not telling you guys to like view my videos differently. I'm just saying that like that's what bugs me that's why I don't listen to a lot of other One Punch like people besides the people that are in an association. Like I watch those videos sometimes, I watch Matt's videos sometimes, I watch Satsuki's, I watch other shits. But like the bigger creators or whatever, like the next Taku guys, or when they do videos like, oh, whatever the titles are, it's just pompous stuff. They just like, they don't even reference stuff appropriately. They just tell you something and then like they don't tell you where it's from or like why it's that. It's like it's weird referencing, bro. It's like it's lazy or like I don't know, authoritative. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like, bro, you can't read better than me. Tighten the fuck up, bro. Yo!